All right, so I'm going to be doing a review of Nightwing Volume 6, Standing at the Edge. This is the next volume, or the penultimate volume of Tom Taylor's epic Nightwing run. This is basically my good friend Chris, thank you once again, bro, has been sending me these books, and we're coming to the end. We are basically coming to the end of an era. I know this comic run has been over for a little bit now, but I've been reading it in trade, and it's really fun to like follow this comic series. It's been nothing short of just absolute win after win after win with this book series. Yeah. So this comic, let's get into it. So this storyline, it actually is, I guess you could call it 3 stories. One is a 3-parter involving a storyline that happened back in Volume 4, where Dick had a piece of information about his life back when he was Rick Grayson. Remember that stupid era? When he was Rick Grayson and had a girlfriend, B. What I really like about this is that most writers tend to like overshadow the previous writer's work and try to make it their own thing, unless it's like a classic writer from a story they like. It's not a dig at writers. It's just, yeah, it does get tiring when you like do an epic run of a comic and then the next writer comes in with like a fucking hammer and goes, out of the way, I could do better. But it's it's not often that the writers like beforehand are like, yeah, this happened, I'm gonna play with something that we left behind in that storyline. So yeah, Rick basically goes into the Dick Grayson goes to this place called the Hold, which was like this ancient pirate organization that's been part of Bloodhaven since, and his old girlfriend B from the Rick Grayson era is a pirate queen. So it actually has like this fun Black Lagoon swashbuckling feel to it. I also really like, again, Tom Taylor is really quick with the jokes. He was perfect. He was the perfect guy for a Nightwing book. And yeah, I also really love his take on like all the fun jokes. Like Dick has to like put on clothes because he can't wear his uniform, and he comes out wearing like this romance novel shirt, and he's like, "Are you?" And B's like, "What the fuck are you wearing?" And I was like, "I didn't see the cover. I thought this was all you had." And she goes, "You're wearing that for the rest of the trip, captain's orders." And he's just called the captain's consort most of the time. It's a fun it's a fun story that has a very meaningful ending. I don't want to spoil it, even though, yes, the comic has been out, but I still do not want to spoil it. The second story is a 2-parter involving Batman, which I suspect this was his Tom Taylor's backdoor pilot to him when he got the job at when he was doing Detective Comics. That's what I feel like was the case, because this is more from Batman's perspective, and it's the two of them investigating the possibility that Heartless, Nightwing's big enemy of this run, is in Gotham. So that's kind of so it is told from Bruce's perspective, and some great stuff between the two of them, and it really shows that he like, again, it was the same thing of like when he did that Titan storyline. It was his, Taylor's backstory pilot for him to write the Titans book. So I always feel like whenever he introduced Batman in this 2-parter, it was like, oh, so this is a taste of what your Batman's going to be like in some capacity. I love also, there's a great moment where, because we're looking into Bruce and Dick's past, and Alfred is in it, and Alfred like gives him a little book to read to Dick, and he's like, he's reading Tolkien, Alfred. Why is this important? It's a little young for him. And Alfred goes, nonsense, Master Bruce. Everyone enjoys a little story of the Muppet who realizes he's the monster at the end of the book. If you know, you know. I was like, that was good. Anyway. So yeah, that 2-parter isn't really a lot. It's more, again, just to kind of showcase this is the Batman we'll be getting from Tom Taylor's Detective Comics run. And the final story is more like a fun farewell for Marv Wolfman, because we actually literally get this pizza place called Marv, and it actually has a guy who looks like Marv Wolfman, who did pass away of that year. Is it a little cheesy? It is, but like, admittedly, it is like Tom Taylor's send-off for a legendary comic writer. So I appreciate it. All in all, it's just a lot of fun stories. I do know it's basically all this book is one massive setup for Heartless and Tony Zuko to just basically born again, just born again the shit out of Dick Grayson's life in the final volume, Fallen Grayson. There isn't a lot here, but it's more like fun adventure and everything else, and it's just kind of like it's all set up for the final volume. And again, it's set up for, Taylor's run on Batman, on Detective Comics. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of good jokes here. There's a lot of, again, it showcases of why Dick Grayson is so awesome in the DC universe. So, it's a fun volume, and I can't wait to see how this ends. It's going to be sad to see the comic go, and again, I know this run has been done for a while, but I haven't gotten but I'm now reading this all for the first time, so it's been a pretty solid adventure, and I'm curious to see how this is all going to close out. Anyway, Chris, thank you once again for the comic as well as the others, and you guys tell me in the comments below, if you've read this volume, let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments below. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.